Good afternoon, Full Throttle race fans, and welcome to the Rhythm and Blues 195 here at Nashville Superspeedway. This is going to be some awesome Full Throttle Cup Series racing. As Chris, we are seeing qualifying to an end and gridding starting up as Full Throttle Cup Series racing is back this week. And we, once again, like you said, will be here at Nashville Superspeedway. Chris, I know you're excited for this race. I am as well. I forgot we were at the Superspeedway. Every time I think Nashville, I think the fairgrounds. When I saw the Superspeedway again, I was like, oh yes, this is going to be a fun race. It does seem like we do have a little bit of a mix up here, Chris, in our usual qualifying grid. Do apologize if I sound a little hoarse. Been going to a couple concerts these last couple weeks, and yeah, let's just say my voice is kind of gone from that. But yeah, we're gonna get back on the board here as we'll get to our qualifying grid. As Chris, it is the Music City, and as we're seeing, we got some music-themed liveries here from the Nitro crew. You got the Nickelback, as you they got the Nickelback 81, excuse me, of Josh Susie, as he is gonna sit on pole here tonight. And then we'll go here to our second place position. Back on to a good track here. He's been having some good runs lately, Chris, but it seems like these past few weeks, Zarfo's not been able to get it together here as he's going to look to get back on track here in that 29 Ford Mustang. He's going to roll off here at P2 tonight. You'll see Kyler McCarthy in the Eddie Van Halen number 24 Chevy Mustang, what the heck am I saying? Chevy Camaro, as he'll be rolling off P3 here tonight, Chris, as Caitlin Height will be in also the Chevy Mustang there. Goodness gracious, I can't believe I said that, dude, as she'll be rolling off P4 here tonight. Ken Baum, he'll be starting here tonight in P5 with Jimmy Barr in that P6 position. Oh yeah, and Caitlin Height, last week's race winner. Can't skip over that. Nick Cannon here, he's going to start in P7. Good to see him back in the race car with Michael Zuver, the number 96, in that P8 position. Charles Gurrick, who's been on some good runs these past couple weeks, he'll be here in that 9th starting position with Lucas Nilges. He'll be in that P10 position. We'll then see Kip Easley starting here 11th tonight with David Smill Jr. in that 12th position. Matthew Fitz is going to start in that P13 spot with Andrew May rolling off P14. You'll then see Ryan Sword, who rolled past him in that P15 spot. And then I want to say it will be Justin Gibbs, yes, thank you, Chris, who will be rolling in 15th. Or Stephen Overstock will be starting the night here in what place? These guys are all over the place for me. It always does this to me, Chris, because they're yeah, you got some of them on the apron.
William Brown is going to be in that 18th position. Stephen Overstock going to be 19th. You're going to have Shane Weldon in 20th. Shane Weldon in 20th. Chad Engel in 21st. Joshua Gaiman, he's blinking out there a little bit, in that 22nd spot. Bill Hell's in 23rd, and Kevin Gibney Jr. going to round out the field in 24th position. So not a lot of cars out here on the track tonight, but we're going to see still a good race nonetheless.
A good race indeed, Chris, as the Rhythm and Blues 195 is coming to the green flag, as it will be Josh Susie in that 81 hitting the initial start zone. Green, green, green. We are racing here in the Full Throttle Cup Series as Josh Susie in that inside lane off to a great start, Chris. It's going to be Nickelback and Van Halen 1-2 right here.
Yeah, seeing Josh Susie dive down in turn 1, excuse me. Ooh, all by himself up there. It looks like he got a good jump. You see Kyle McCarthy, like you said, Josh, falling in behind him. And behind him, Zarfos did fall back a position. And then Ken Baum, he moved up his position. Caitlin Hyde looks like she's fallen back a couple of positions on that outside lane. Doesn't look like she got off to a good start.
Yeah, but it does seem like everyone's going to reel it back in here on this inside lane, Chris. It's a lap that you got to reset after lap 1 here at Nashville Superspeedway, kind of get back into that rhythm, and you'll see these drivers start to pick up the paces here again, but it still will be too wide here racing. From that 8th position on back, we're seeing drivers getting all mixed up here after that initial start. It seemed like the inside lane fired off very well, and that's why you're seeing some of those drivers move up in the early order here. It does seem like our biggest mover so far, Nick Cannon, from that 7th starting position up to P4 in that number 7. The Prestige Worldwide driver coming back this week, seeing if he can make a little bit of a splash here. With Jeremy Zarfos falling back into that 5th spot. He's our biggest loser in the top 5 right now. He started in 2nd, rolled back to 5th. He's got Caitlin Height right behind him.
You know, Charles Gurrick looks like he's battling up 2 positions as well. He's got Jimmy Barr on that inside lane. You see Jimmy Barr dive all the way down there to
big
that
drive in
line. Yeah, I was going to say dives all the way down there to that bottom line.
Ooh, big exit speed there from the 12 of Jimmy Barr.
Looks like Lucas
yeah, that
Nilge's
looks like
the,
as I said, that looks like the 3 Lucas Nilges. He's going to go up there, tag that outside wall, Chris, coming to the front stretch. tri-oval area. That's down here into 1 and 2 they go again. Right back here with Chad Engel, Bill Hells.
See a couple of cars shuffling around back here. Just checking to see if anything was going on. I saw a couple of like falling back a couple of positions. So just seeing if anybody got loose. That's probably what we're battling here. That's something you want to, I was going to point out, Josh, after you got done with the intro. This track is very special when it comes to the track surface. It's like Dover. It is a concrete surface, so it can really chew the tires up. And these later runs, you're going to see these drivers really slow down right now, running 29.57, 29.51 for Ken Baum, up 2 positions from his starting position. So you're starting to see a lot of fast lap times here right now, but I say within the next 15 laps, you're going to see it drop down to about 31 seconds. You're not going to be able to run this track that much like they are right now, because these tires are going to be run up like they're going up against cheese graters.
Dude, they're going to start losing some pace, Chris, but Susi's still setting fast lap after fast lap. He was the quickest that last time by. The 81 with a nice looking paint scheme there, Chris, as you see him driving it off here into 3 and 4. Lap number 6 of 150 here at the Rhythm and Blues 195 Nashville Superspeedway is where we'll make the stop here tonight and see these drivers possibly go up here and battle it out for the lead soon. I know Ken Baum Jr. has been one of those drivers here the past few weeks that probably wanted to forget some of the runs he's had. He's looking like he's back onto his normal run. The back-to-back 2-time champion, Chris, like I was just saying, kind of not been hitting the rhythm here these last couple weeks. It seemed like, I want to say a couple races ago, I know he was doing well, just missed on pit strategy and wasn't able to really recover from it since then. But, it seems like it's one of those tracks here at Nashville that, the talent shows, and it seems like right now the talent is showing as Ken Baum rolling up to that back bumper, that 24 of Kyler McCarthy. He's trying to get his way past, and
looks like Kyler might have got a little loose.
I was about to say, he might have got a little loose. He's under him now. This Ken Baum Jr. machine possibly looking up here to go grab this lead if he can get past, and he did get past that 24 this time. And last lap by, he was also the fastest car on the racetrack, Chris.
I was about to say that.
So Ken Baum's starting to set the pace here.
29.48. He was ready to get around Kyler McCarthy, and he did. So let's see if he can track down Josh Susi. If anybody's going to have anything to say to him, it's going to be that number 2, Ken Baum. Like we said, not a back-to-back for no reason. He's trying to make it a three-peat this year. So we'll see if Ken Baum has anything to say. Whoa, it looks like Ken Baum might have got a little loose. That's going to open up the door. Kyler McCarthy on that inside.
And speaking of opening the door to the inside, Chris, the number 7, he's just hanging out back there waiting for one of them to make a mistake here. He's going to capitalize off both of them if they do. Nick Cannon, he's looking really good here in that number 7 Prestige Worldwide. Chris talking about it earlier. When he does get in the race car, he's usually pretty successful. Right now, he's showing that he's still got speed here, even after taking a break or two out of the race car during the season.
Yeah, we're seeing a lot of speed here from that, excuse me, that 7 and Nick Cannon. Like you said, just one of those drivers that is involved in the mess, like we always like to point out. There's always that thing, you get caught up in the wrecks, the accidents. That's just one of those things that comes with sim racing. What was that? I want to say, looks like it was that Matthew Fitz getting a little loose back there. I saw him open up the door there for that 76 of Charles Gehrig. Looks like he's not going to take that outside lane. It looks like he's going to get off the gas and back it off. What is it? Looks like, I think Joshua Gaiman is blinking a little bit. I want to say he was dropping a lot of positions, but I want to say he's blinking. Just going to kind of go up through the field. I see everybody's just kind of single filed out right now, as you see. Really, everybody not trying to make any move for positions. And as I say that, looks like Nick Cannon was going on that inside lane, or trying to open up the door on that inside lane. But it doesn't look like it was there. A good run down the backstretch. I see Caitlin Height putting that 29 of Jeremy Zarfos under attack. Looks like Zarfos is not liking the setup that he's got in the car right now, Josh. He's fallen back 5 positions so far.
Yeah, definitely one of those things, too, as the track goes out for the night. I don't think we're on static weather tonight.
Yeah,
a couple weeks ago.
I did see that in the chat, people were saying that they wanted real-time weather. Yeah, dynamic weather. Yeah. That's what they wanted. So I'm wondering if it starts getting darker. It does look like it is definitely getting darker.
Oh, it should get darker throughout the night. I mean, we still have 130 laps of this race still, so plus of this race. So definitely thinking that Zarfos could be just waiting for that setup to come to life here as the track temp cools off a little bit, Chris. Or it could be one of those things, just the race setup not hitting right now like it hit in practice. Maybe a little bit of the traffic messing with the way that race car feels. Maybe a little tight, a little loose. Who knows? Could be one of those things he has to make an adjustment on pit road when the cycle does start. That's going to be here in a little while. We're only at lap 14, and we still got a good bit before that pit cycle is going to start. As you rode on board there with Lucas Nilges as he made his way past David Smill. Well, back up on board here with that Kyler McCarthy machine, who is starting to get caught by or not caught by the number. I meant to say the number 7 is now getting caught by the 11 of Caitlin Height. And she and Jimmy Barr, I want to say, is this, yeah, this 6th place driver behind her. Chris Jimmy Barr, another one of those drivers here who all season we've talked about the improvement in speed from last season. That Ford Camaro, I should say, you know, as you know, that number 12 machine right there has looked really good this season. You know, I had a couple hiccups here these past couple weeks, but some of them nothing to do with him at all. I mean, that's just racing. You always got to be the punching bag sometimes, but no, he has improved a lot. Those whole Turn 2 Terrible team in general improved a lot this season. So fun to see him still up here trying to find some good speed here, as we do see the rest of the field does seem like they are stacking up here a little bit in this 5th, 6th, and 7th position. Zarfos is only 0.6 of a second off this pack as well, so get back up on board here with the leader, though, Chris. Josh Susi, as he's a 2.5 out. As I really like that silver on that car. I don't know if it's spec mapped. I can't tell if it's got like some type of flake in the silver. But it looks... does look very reflective, though. I do like that livery. And again, do apologize if my voice does sound funny. Like we were saying, I do have a little bit of a hoarse voice. I know you were saying, Chris, that your mic might be a little bit quiet for the audio, but just a reminder that if I sound like I smoke a pack a day, it's just because I've lost my voice doing some very loud yelling at concerts. So yeah, I do apologize once again. Whoa, you do sound louder to me already.
All right, check. Oh, that might be too loud. Check. Let's see if that sounds any better. All right, well, I guess we'll try this again.
Yeah, Chris, give him a few lines there.
Yeah, as we're riding on board here with that two of Josh Susi, or excuse me, that two of Ken Baum, who is following Josh Susi now out to about a 1.5-second gap between that 81 and that 2. We see Kyler McCarthy is starting to lose a little bit of time there to Ken Baum. Caitlin Height did get around that 7 and Nick Cannon. We see Jimmy Barr now all over the back bumper of that 7. So we'll see if Caitlin has anything to say for these front runners. We know, like Josh said earlier, was last week's race winner. She did take home her first win of the season. So see if she can make a back-to-back win here tonight at Nashville.
All right, let us know now, chat, how that sounded.
Also see that Peter, if it does, okay, he says sounds much better. Nice, cool. Also here to see Shane Wilton win. Good to have you here, Peter. Let's see. The 98 of Shane Weldon. Right now riding in the back, but we do know he can come up through the field really quick. As we're riding on board here with that Shane Weldon machine, just the caboose of the field right now, probably not wanting to get out there and mess that equipment up. We know one of those drivers that just tries to stay consistent in that vehicle. So, whoa, as you see, who was that? The 33 of Joshua Gaiman getting into the wall up in front of him as he's blinking in and out. I want to say it looks like Nick Cannon right now. It was going under attack from that 12 of Jimmy Barr, but it does look like Jimmy Barr was able to hold him off. And I see Chris Lynn in the chat, anyone but Smill. Yeah, I noticed a lot of names not in the race here tonight. I know Robbie said that he had a personal matter come up, so he wasn't able to bring the car out of the hauler. So it's unfortunate that he is not in the race, but it's good to take time off and go spend it with the family. So we understand. As right now you're seeing basically down the front stretch, everybody is just kind of in a single file line. We don't really have any racing going on. Like I said, the battle for position closest on track right now is that Fitz Charles Garrick machine. As you see, Garrick looks like he's about to go around Matthew Fitz. Down the back stretch, it looks like Susie still has about a 1.6 second lead over Ken Baum, but it looks like Kyler McCarthy is slowly starting to reel him back in. I saw he had about a 4/10 gap between him and Ken Baum, and now Kyler McCarthy is reeled it back into under 0.2 of a second. So maybe Ken Baum going on a little bit of a conserve line right now. Riding on board here with Ken Baum. You see right behind him a different line between him and Kyler McCarthy. It looks like that two machine riding. Whoa, as you see Kyler McCarthy getting a little loose, still squiggling back there. Was able to keep it underneath him though. It's going to open up the door for Caitlin Height though. I saw that gap was about 0.7, now got it underneath 0.4. So see if she can capitalize on this little bit of track position that she's made up.
She is starting to find some late run speed there. Looks like she was faster on the straightaway into the entrance of the corner. Yeah, she's definitely finding some speed here.
As we're right on board here with that 11 at Caitlin Height. We'll see what her throttle response is here. See how much, if at all, getting on the brake. I know a lot of these drivers don't get on the brakes. See, it doesn't really look like she's getting out of the gas too much. See, shift up there into 5th.
She was 1/10 faster that lap.
Go back down into 4th. So it's like she's starting to make up just a little bit of speed. She's, like I said, putting on.
If you notice that, Kyler McCarthy making a move to the inside. Carissa Ken Baum, that's going to give her even more speed, possibly. Or maybe not. They filed it out pretty clean. I thought they were going to race a little bit. I thought she was going to be able to gain a little bit of time off of that. But she's only 2/10 down.
I was going to
she's
say,
right there now.
She just made up a whole 1/10 of a second, so she is making up a little bit of time. This not running the same line between that 24 and 2 is kind of slowing up that outside lane. We see Ken Baum getting a little squiggly. It's going to open up the door for the 11. She's going to get into the draft, going to be able to pull up just a little bit more to that 2 of Ken Baum. Well, as I see the transition in the lighting, it's starting to look really cool.
Yeah, there's shadows and shade in places there wasn't earlier. Shadow, shade in places there wasn't earlier.
As we're seeing Josh Susie still doing what Josh Susie does best.
Yeah, but that gap has paused at a second and 4.
I was about to also point that out, Josh. I was going to say, but that gap has kind of stopped. Now, Kyler McCarthy is starting to close the gap up just a little bit, but Ken Baum isn't able to make up that same track position like the 24, so he's starting to get away from him a little bit. This is opening up the door for Caitlin. She's got Ken Baum now within 0.3 of a second, so that's what I'm saying. Here in a minute, we'll probably have a battle for that 3rd position.
Yeah, she's definitely making up speed. Ken Baum got out of the corner a little bit earlier there. Like he might have loosened up or tightened up on corner exit, but it doesn't seem like she's going to really eat into that lead he has as he's going to drive it off here into turn 3 and 4. Ken Baum, though, moved up, as you see now. Nick Cannon under attack to Jimmy Barr.
Whoa!
Ooh,
a bit of a
contact there, yeah. They might have touched, did they?
It looked like, from my perspective, it did, but it could have just been.
Ooh,
Ooh.
Jimmy Barr's tight. He got in the corner entry way hard, and he's gonna ride Nick Cannon up to the wall.
Yeah, this is opening up the door for that 76 of Charles Gurrick, though. He is making up a lot of track position now. I'm watching this lead pack.
Sorry, Chris.
Go ahead.
Oh, you're good. I was gonna say that 76 has looked good these past couple weeks.
You know, I was making a joke with him in Discord, telling him, you know, all he had to do was fix his internet and look at him. He's up here running in the top 5, top 10 now.
He's bad fast, man, when he gets the internet straightened out.
Yeah, we can actually focus, because I want to say it was Joshua Gaiman that was mentioning it in the Thunderdome last week. He was saying, you know, because he blinks so bad that he said there's nothing more terrifying than driving down the front stretch completely by yourself and then all of a sudden everybody popping up in front of you going into turn 2. He said there's nothing more terrifying than that. Because right now we're seeing Charles Gurrick put that 7 still under attack. I'm watching these battles up in front of him. Doesn't look like anything's changing right now. Caitlin Height still on the back bumper of Ken Baum. Josh Ducey is getting caught though, Josh. Look at that gap, now under a second.
It's Kyler McCarthy who's catching him, but it looks like Kyler's tight now. A little bit off corner exit.
Yeah, I'm going to watch that. Oh, sorry, go.
I'm going to say here at laps 37 to 150, got to think we're starting to get in that first pit range cycle here. I would expect someone to come down between lap 40 and 45 just to test it, just to see what's going on. Just got to think the pit cycles are starting to creep up here soon.
Yeah, you're starting to see those.
Possibly the next 15, 20, you think, Chris?
Yeah, you're starting to see those lap times slowly creep up, Josh. I said 15 laps, you know, but I should have said more of around 40. You know, like I said, this track, it's a concrete track. It's the same surface as Dover, just stretched out a little more without some weird banking. But, you know, the thing with this track, like with that concrete track, is it's basically like a cheese grater on the tires. And it will tear them up, especially if you're going up and down the track. This is one of those tracks that you have to pick a lane and you have to plant the car in that lane. Because if you don't, if you're going up and down the track, it will eat those tires up. We're already running down into the 30 and a half seconds. So, you know, they're starting to slowly creep up into that 31 second. They're slowing down a little bit now. Kyler McCarthy, though, speaking of slowing down, Josh Ducey is slowing down. Kyler McCarthy's catching him.
Like, Susie just got loose on corner exit as well. Oh, yeah, there's definitely Bass Boat Sparkle in that. That is spec mapped. As you're starting to see the stadium lights kick on, Chris, this track's going to be dark here before you know it.
Yeah.
And it's kind of cool because if you look out the window right now, Chris, it's pretty much the same time. We're getting the realistic immersion right now.
Yeah. I mean, this is pretty much what it looks like outside. It's a little cloudy here, but we've been having storms all day.
The only thing that would make this better is a hot dog from the concession stand.
Yeah, as we were going right on board, looks like Caitlin Height did get around Ken Baum. So into that third place is that 11 of Caitlin Height. So I'm looking through, it looks like got a little bit of a stack up here. It looks like Nick Cannon's starting to fall off a little bit.
94 Ryan Sword coming alive, though, here late in this run.
Like I was saying, a lot of these drivers that were holding back, that's where you're going to see them come to life. These drivers that have been up here in the lead, they've ate those tires up, and the ones behind them, they've just been cruising. See, Kip Easley's moved up 1 position. Matthew Fitz up 4 positions. Zarfos.
And you got to think.
Oh, sorry.
I was going to say, that's who I was about to talk about, Chris, is Jeremy Zarfos. You got to think either the setup was wrong for this, you know, conditions and whatever time they have it set to at the start. Maybe he had the start time wrong, or who knows. Or it could just be that when he started, obviously, the setup just didn't feel good early because it was a late run
It's
setup. He's
loose.
already eaten the tires, maybe. You know, he was trying to save it from losing a lot of positions and just over killed the tires. It could be that. He might get a fresh set on, and now his setup's going to hit in this night setup. Who knows? We'll have to see, though, with Jeremy Zarfos. But right now, Chris, it does seem like he's not having a good time in that 29.
Ooh.
Is the 12 and the 76 make contact there down the backstretch as they fire it off here in the 3 and 4.
Yeah, we're going to see if that
Right
top
on that
lane.
quarter panel.
Oh, looks like the top lane is working a little better there for Jimmy Barr. He was not able to clear Charles Garrett.
Oh, Kyle McCarthy got past Susie. Or has he been past him?
No, as I see it right here, it did happen 3 laps ago.
And we were just paying attention to all the guys in the back. We didn't even see the pass or the lead.
Yeah,
Heck, no, we did. It's when he was riding on board with him, remember? He had the bass boat. And we were saying, it's like, oh, yeah, that thing is bass boat spec, Matt. I'm pretty sure that's when we literally went off of it. If I'm not mistaken now. I was just so ADHD'd that I didn't even realize that he was passing. Because we were talking about paint spec maps. I think, if I'm not mistaken, I want to say that's actually when he passed him. But sorry about that, Kyler. Didn't mean to miss out on that awesome pass right there, but do see it in the replay as he will be your new leader here, Kyler McCarthy.
Yes, I'm just seeing a lot of battling going on back here in the back now. Everybody is slowing up. So this is opening up the door for everybody else to kind of get a run. As you see Kyler McCarthy now getting off to a good lead between him and Susie. He's now out to almost a 9/10 gap between him and that second place position. Kalen Heights slowly reeling in Susie, though. And Ken Baum not letting her get away from him. He's trying to get back up there and battle for that 3rd position right now. They see a lot of battling going on back here. I see Steven Oberstadt. Looks like he was getting passed by Bill Hells. Bill Hells making a charge through the field right now.
As when we hit the strike this time, we'll be at lap number 50 of 150 here at the Rhythm and Blues 195 here at Nashville Superspeedway in the music capital. As it does look like Ken Baum taking that pit stop, Chris, lap 50. I was going to ask a second ago if he would hit his early stop and be the first one to come down pit road like he usually does. I just didn't say it. I'll take the credit for that one, though. I'll pat myself on the back for thinking it. You know what I mean?
Is now Ken Baum coming down pit lane. You know, like they always say, cautions breed cautions, but pit stops also breed pit stops. So have to see
we
when
know how
everybody
Susie
else
can be on his pit stop. So
yeah, I was going to bring that up too. Susie can go for a long time before he has to come down pit lane. But right now, it looks like Charles Garrett not able to hold off Jimmy Barr. Jimmy Barr was able to get around that 76. Whoa, 94. Ryan Sword getting a little squiggly down there on that bottom lane. As right now, this is your closest battle for position on track. Whoa, as you're seeing that 94.
And these guys are racing. 94 going to slot himself into that 6th spot. Up 11 positions from that 17th position. Ryan Sword, the Team Sparkle Unicorn. And you know he's racing that 7 to Nick Cannon hard, Chris. Former teammates are on sister teams there with Sparkle Unicorn and Prestige Worldwide. You know Ryan Sword's definitely not going to give an edge there to the 7 to Nick Cannon.
Oh yeah, if that was the way it was for me, I would be racing a former teammate the same way. Whoa, as it looks like Kip Easley was going to poke his nose in between them there for just a second. See him having to get out of the gas behind that 94. Looks like Justin Gibbs down pit lane.
Not Gaiman. Justin Gibbs and Andrew May.
Tyler Rush down pit. Oh, excuse me, not Tyler Rush. Justin Gibbs, Andrew May down pit lane.
It did the same thing for me when Justin Gibbs came down pit road. It put Josh Gaiman in pit road, and then it switched.
What was the 94? Sword getting loose down there on that inside lane. You see the 8 of Kip Easley. It looks like he was trying to get around him, but Kip not really deciding where he wants to go on that inside or outside lane. See a lot of left and right going down the backstretch. We'll go back up here on board with Colin McCarthy. It looks like he hasn't made or lost any time up on Josh Susie. It looks like he kind of stagnated out there at 0.8 of a second. So not losing or gaining any time on Colin McCarthy. But Caitlin Height, like I said a few minutes ago, slowly reeling in Josh Susie. It's now down to 0.6. So it was at about, a second 3 laps ago. She's slowly reeling in Susie. And you see Charles Gehrig, he lost a lot of time between him and that 11 of Caitlin Height, 2.4 seconds. But he's got Jimmy Barr behind him. Nick Cannon and Jimmy Barr currently battling for that 6th position. Whoa, as you see Ryan Sword getting up on the quarter panel of that 8 of Kip Easley. But right now, we're 2 by 2. Whoa, Jimmy Barr getting a little loose. He's going to go to that outside lane, 3 wide down the backstretch.
Whoa, Kip and the 94 almost just touched. I hear drivers calling pit road.
Yeah, it looks like Jimmy Barr coming down pit lane.
Smart man to get out of there.
Yeah, that's one of those I need to get out of here moments. There was a lot going on right there. Riding on board with that 3 of Lucas Nilges. We're watching up in front of him, seeing what he sees. As we'll actually ride on board with him. You see him getting out of the gas there, shift down into 4th. Making up a little time, though. We see Ryan Sword up currently 10 positions, though. So a lot of drivers are moving their way up through the field. Looks like Fitz falling back a couple of positions.
It's Nitro, Lady Liberty, 1, 2, 3. As it's Kyler McCarthy, Josh Susie, and Caitlin Height still your 1, 2, 3 running here, coming to lap number 60 this time. As at lap 59, you got to think, are there going to be any more pitters here soon?
It looks like Caitlin Height coming down.
Caitlin Height woeing her down. As she's going to get down pit road, and whoop-pow, 45 right as she hits the cone. Nice roll in. Now you got to execute in your pit box and get back rolling as the 11 of Caitlin Height down pit road. And that's going to slot Charles Gehrig into 3rd position as Nick Cannon is in 4th and then Kip Easley in 5th. And it does look like Kip Easley coming down pit road this time. Man, that's a sketchy pit road entrance.
It is. Got it underneath 45, though. So he's good right now. Just trying to see if Caitlin got in her pit, in and out. Looks like she did get in, no hiccups. Whoa. Kip Easley down in the grass.
Did he money shift?
No, it looks like, whoa.
Whoa.
We totally missed something here. Looks like Zarfos had an issue. I don't know, who was that?
What the heck?
Oh,
there was.
I'm trying to find who it was.
Chat angle.
No?
No?
Okay, we'll have to figure this out. That was the 33 of Gaiman.
33 of Josh Gaiman. Oh, he's drifting it off of 4 the whole time. Heck, he's sideways drifting it, and little does he know he's about to kill Kip Beasley.
Oh,
Didn't
that's
mean to.
unfortunate. That's
That is so
unfortunate.
unfortunate for
Oh
Kip,
my
dude.
gosh.
That's like you're just strolling down the sidewalk, minding your business. Whoop-pow, smacked in the back of the ankles by a kid on a skateboard. Man, that sucks for Kip Beasley. And he was having a good little run there,
He was
man. That's
having a
gonna
good
kill
run.
it's gonna kill a lot of his time. That's what happens when you run the 8, man.
Yeah, you're starting to get the curse of Kyle Busch. It's always on pit road.
I didn't even think of it that way.
It's right
Even
now
when
that
it's not your fault on pit road, you're still getting pit road penalized.
He's not out of it, though. I mean, these drivers still got to come down pit lane. He still should be able to get his lap back. If we have a caution, he'll be able to get back into the fight. So I'm not going to count him out just yet. Because right now we're seeing Charles Garrick moved himself up into that 3rd spot. Ryan Sword, who's up 13 positions in that 4th spot. As I saw Ken Baum, I was like, man, he came out of nowhere. I forgot he is on fresher tires. That just goes to show you how fast these drivers are on those fresher tires.
Yeah, those fresh tires changed the game, Chris. It really makes you realize that, yep, I would like to come down pit road and get those myself, but it does seem like Susie and the other Nitro teammate of Kyler McCarthy, as well as Garrick and co, gonna kind of play this long waiting game. And heck, if the tires aren't that falling off, I mean, last lap, a 30.79. Kyler's best lap was a 29.5. I mean,
okay, so
really
I want to point
losing.
I want to point this out. The last time I said that, we were at lap 40. We're already 27 laps from the last time I said that. We've only lost 0.2 of a second. It's not really falling off a lot, as like I said it would.
We've also lost Josh Gaiman, though, so he has taken it to the hauler after that.
Well, that's unfortunate. Just chalk it up to he had a broken tie rod or
well,
broken in link.
At least this is positivity for Kip. If you're not going to get anything back, at least you're not last. Like, that's for anyone in this race. None of them can finish dead last now. Like, that's what's fun about it, at least, you know. Hate it for Josh Gaiman, though, man. Yeah. I mean, it just didn't seem like he was on track tonight at all. Not on track, but, you know, on rhythm. No really rhythm or flow, it seemed like, from him in the car tonight. I mean, he didn't have a good starting position. Started in 23rd, and then, yeah, just overall did not seem like a fun run from him early. Didn't gain too many positions, so.
Yeah, it seems like he hasn't been having really good internet. Like, he's been having really bad internet issues these last few. Oh, Charles Garrick down pit lane. Looks like Bill Hell's also coming down pit lane. But say that 33, you know, he's been having a lot of issues, you know, here lately with his internet. So I'm wondering if that has to play a factor, you know, like we were saying with that 76 of Charles Garrick. You know, he had a lot of internet issues, and now that he's got his internet fixed, look at him. He's running up in the top 10. Whoa, as I say that, looks like William Brown getting into the wall back there. Or excuse me, not William Brown. Josh Susie, excuse me. They have that chrome-looking livery, and I got him confused. Wondering when that 81's going to bring it down pit lane. Looks like Kyler McCarthy's blinking out maybe.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh, are we having another internet issue problem?
Dude, that would be what? 2 races in the past 3 weeks, 4 weeks that we've had?
Everybody.
Someone who probably should have won disconnect.
Well, it's been everybody's internet's been messing up, honestly. Maybe iRacing is having an issue.
Or it's like a sickness, dude. Everybody's just catching it from each other each week.
Zarfos down pit lane.
Yeah, you would have to believe, Chris, it would probably be server side if it's more everyone doing it than just a few people.
And because last week we were having a lot of drivers
saving, man. Kyler McCarthy is still saving.
We're having a lot of blinking issues. You see behind him, Caitlin Height on a tear. She's about to unlap herself. Looks like Ryan Sword, William Brown, both down pit lane. 94 in the 9. It looks like Zuber going to also bring it down pit lane. Want to show his paint livery. Man, that old Miller Genuine Draft. As a Rusty Wallace fan, I have to appreciate. Old Midnight. Matthew Fitz also down pit lane.
Sword and Brown. These dudes are drag racing off pit road.
Ryan Sword going to win that drag race, though.
I mean, to be fair, Sword was on the inside. They're side by side. He's going to go faster on the inside.
Lucas Nilge's down pit lane. Getting her slowed up. 45 is the pit road limit. Could be 55 if I'm not mistaken. I see him going up
It's
to 55. 45. Okay. Lucas Nilge's down pit lane. Kevin Gibney down pit lane. Shane Weldon also down pit lane. Looks like Josh Susi going to go ahead and decide to pull it down pit lane. David Smill, Nick Cannon. So Kyler McCarthy looks like he is currently coming down pit lane. See in front of him that 35 of Chad Engel. Steven Oberstock coming in hot. Going to get it slowed down though. 14 down pit lane. Ken Baum currently out in the lead whenever he comes around Kyler McCarthy. So new leader here at lap 77 is that 2 of Ken Baum. You see the 11 of Caitlin Height in that second position. Kyler McCarthy currently on his way out of pit lane. So right now it looks like all of our pit cycles are out of the way. Ken Baum came down at lap 59. Caitlin Height came down at lap 59. Justin Gibbs, that 39, did come down at lap 52. So up 12 positions is that 39. Good pit strategy here from that 39 to put himself in that third spot. You see Charles Garrett came down just a few laps ago, lap 69. Currently sitting in that fourth spot. Jimmy Barr in fifth. Andrew May, who came down at lap 52 in that sixth spot. Jeremy Zarfos in seventh. See Ryan Sword trying to battle out for that 29, or with that 29 for that eighth position, but it looks like he's going to lose that battle and fall back just a little bit. Bill Hells.
Zarfos is making some speed here.
Yeah, I was going to say he is making some speed.
He's faster than the whole top 5 besides Caitlin Height right now. So maybe that 29 car, Chris, a nighttime car.
Yeah, maybe that setup.
You were talking about Rusty Wallace's Midnight. With the 29 might be showing you the car only runs at midnight. Out. Bill Hell's around. Bill Hell's going to bring out caution number 1 here, Chris, of the night at lap 79 going to lap 80. Goodness gracious. We're already at lap 80? Oh, and off the front bumper of Josh Susi.
Well, it looks like a big drive in there.
Wonder if these guys had been battling prior to this. Maybe Susie not happy? I'm not sure.
We'll back it up a little bit.
Oh,
Doesn't.
I lied. He's just on way faster tires.
See a big run there from the 81. He's on 6-lap fresher tires in that 53. He's going here into turn 3. He's just got a bigger run. It looks like Bill might have just got out of the gas a little bit. That opened up the door for the 81, but it might have just happened so fast he didn't think Susie was going to be there as quick as he was, and I'm just going to say a racing incident.
Oh my goodness. It scared me.
Yeah, I thought there was about to be a wreck there for a second, but down pit lane is everybody except for Ryan Sword and David Smill, who had just came down pit lane not too long ago. We do know these drivers have 5 sets of tires.
And go.
Yeah, it looks like Charles Gurrick only 5 seconds down pit lane. Kyler McCarthy also down pit lane, 4 seconds, 4.58 seconds. But it looks like Ken Baum came down pit lane, 14.9. So it'd be 2 sets of tires. Caitlin Height. Or 4 sets of tires, excuse me. Caitlin Height coming down 14.73, so 4 sets of tires for her. So Justin Gibbs, everybody below did come down and take tires. It looks like Charles Gurrick and Kyle McCarthy only down for fuel and go. So, Josh, a little bit of a strategy. That's what I like to see.
That's what you love to see, and especially at a track like Nashville, man. This track puts on some great racing, dude. I mean, these different, different. Oh my goodness, hold on, excuse me. With these different setup styles, with all these different, strategies now, Chris, this is going to be a very, very, very good race right here. And it's just now feels like the race is starting. We're already at lap 82, man. This race has flown by so far. This has been a pretty quick one, but I think it's about to get interesting now, Chris.
Yeah, we've got Ryan Sword who come down pit lane. Lap 72, David Smill come down lap 75, so not that long ago. So a little bit of a strategy play from these drivers up in the front. That's what we like to see. See how long this 94 and the 27 can hold off. Charles Gurrick, Ken Baum behind him. We saw Bill Hells go off at the front of Josh Susie, so right now in that 14th, 15th spot is that 53 and that 81. See Kip Easley, who went around down pit lane. He's in that 13th spot. So like I said, now just got to make up your track position. You're back on the lead lap. Just act like it didn't happen.
Green, green, green as we hit the restart zone, Chris. And man, what a run from the outside lane. That's David Smill who's going to be up now. 12 spots out to the lead.
Yeah, that's
Ryan
76.
Sword, Charles Gurrick, Ken Baum Jr. all battling behind him, though. The 27, I think, might have been the only one that stayed out, right?
27 and, yeah, David Smill and Ryan Sword were the only 2 that stayed out. Up front. Whoa, Ryan Sword into the wall. You're going to see Ken Baum go all the way
Ken
down.
Baum all the way to the bottom.
Yeah.
Three wide. Oh, man, this is going to be sketchy. Ryan Sword blinking.
3 wide for a split
look
second.
At Ken Baum driving it out of the bottom lane. 3 wide again. Here comes Gurrick beating and banging down the back straightaway. This is Nashville Superspeedway.
Whoa, Kyler McCarthy getting in the 27.
Man. You got to think Nitro, these Nitro cats and that Lady Liberty Motorsports drivers, man. Goodness gracious, this is getting hairy right here.
Yeah, you're definitely, if you're that 24, that 11.
Yeah, Kyler McCarthy's punching air right now, man.
Ooh.
He feels like he's taking on hell with a water faucet, dude. He's got every freaking car coming at him.
All he's got to do is
hanging up on that outside. There he goes to the 9. Oh, we got cars in the wall. 27 to David Smill. That was the 11 of Caitlin Height. They're going to put a little bit on that vinyl wrap on that outside wall right there.
What was it? Sounds
Is
like
Ken Baum Jr. going to slide himself in the lead? Bill Hales!
Yes, I saw sparks and smoke. It looks like he might have got loose again. See if we can see if there was anything that happened back here. Yeah, it looks like, whoa, actually, Kip Easley. That involved Kip Easley.
Oh, man, and we didn't get a caution for that.
Oh,
31 just drove it in hard.
Yeah, and you see the 14, Steven Oberstadt just having to get out of the gas. That's what it was. Oh, that's unfortunate. We'll go back up here in the front. Looks like David Smill not having the best of luck right now, falling back all the way to that 6th spot. But Ken Baum, like we said, he took over that lead. They're on that start, on that green flag lap. And he hasn't looked back since. Ryan Sword still hanging on to that 2nd position. Charles Garrick lost that momentum that he had, but he's under attack right now from that 11 of Caitlin Height. See if she can make a move on the inside and get past that 76.
Does look like she is, Chris. 3rd place, Caitlin Height. Looking for back-to-back podium finishes from the race win last week to build off of it for that Lady Liberty Motorsport 11. As Ken Baum Jr. going to set your fastest lap of the, not of the race, excuse me, never mind. I just saw the light up over there in his far right timing and thought that was, it's his best lap of the race. Yeah, sorry. I thought it was the fastest lap of the race. But still, his best lap.
Yeah, it looks like Charles Garrick losing a lot of momentum now. He's under attack from that 24. Was one of those drivers that only took fuel on the last pit stop. Ooh, Kyle McCarthy getting a little loose as well. As we see back here, it looks like that was the 7 of Nick Cannon that got into the wall. Coming out of turn 4. He's diving into turn 1. We're seeing everybody just kind of single filing out now. Whoa, it looks like the 29 of Zarfo's getting a little loose. He's going to wash up. Be on the outside of his teammate of the 22, Andrew May. It looks like Andrew not going to press the issue too much. Let that 29 keep that track position. We'll go back up here on board with Ken Baum. It looks like Ryan Sword's starting to get a little bit of pressure on that back bumper from that 11 of Caitlin Knight. Looks like she's ready to make a move to get to that 2nd place.
She is right there indeed in the number 11 machine. Just going to pull up to that back bumper of Ryan Sword here. Kind of just right out in his rearview mirror. Just stuff that rearview mirror of the front nose of that car. I don't know you're there, that 11 of Caitlin Height, though. Not a driver to put too many aggressive moves on somebody for a pass, so. Would see, I was about to say, thought I was about to eat my words, but expecting to see a clean race here from that 11 machine.
Yeah, looks like not really pressing the issue is the 11, just letting the car come to her. Letting the 94 just overdrive. It looks like might have gotten to the corner there. Corner exit. Looks like Kyler McCarthy making up a little bit of track position as well. He's now got that gap almost to under half a second. So making up a lot of time is that 24. Charles Garrick, like we said, losing a little bit of time in that car. Just not having the same success that he was early on. William Brown up 12 positions now in that 6th spot. You see David Smill, who started on that inside, now falling all the inside pole on that restart, now all the way back to that 7th position. So not finding any luck on those, not taking fresher tires. He is on 6 lap older tires, and you think, oh, it's just 6 laps. It's not that much. It's on a track like this, that is definitely a lot of tire.
And if you're wondering if you just came back from a break or something like that, and you've had to step away and wondering what's happened to the running order, We did have a caution due to Susie and Bill Hills making contact after a pit stop cycle. So that is why we see Josh Susie all the way back in that 16th spot right there in front of Bill Hills. And then we had a wreck from Kip Easley and co. just a moment ago that did not bring out the caution, but still a decent little wreck. Surprised he's still on the lead lap.
Yeah, unfortunate for that 8. We know always just getting caught up in the mess. The Kyle Busch curse. That's what we're going to start calling it. So it looks like Ryan Sword now starting to fall off. Wasn't able to hold on to that second place position. Caitlin Height was able to get around him. Now she's up here trying to reel in that 2, try to get around into the lead. You see Ken Baum go all the way down there to the bottom. It is completely legal to go all the way to the bottom line, but like I say, every time you can go down there, it is at the driver's discretion. You do not have to let them back up on the track. So if you go down there and you're too wide, that driver can block you all the way down there on the apron, run you all the way into the corner, into the apron. You can't say anything about it.
I've had that happen to me a couple times.
Definitely have had that happen.
Apron 90% of the time anymore.
Yep. Because I don't want to get caught down there.
Lap 100. 51 to go.
Is right now we're just kind of watching everybody single file out. Looks like David Smill might be pushing that 3. Maybe trying to make a move here soon. We know, like I said, on lap, like 6 lap older tires than everybody else. So just trying to hang on to it right now. But speaking of hanging on, Caitlin Height is hanging on to that second position. Trying to make up as much time as she can. Now got the gap to about 0.3 of a second. Goes down to about 2.5 tenths. So we'll see if she can make up any time here in the next couple of laps, or if this is just going to stagnate out. I'm watching the ticker to see if I see any battles for position here in the top 10. But right now, everybody about 0.2 separated between them. Kyler McCarthy, it looks like he might be putting Ryan Sword under attack. He is. So for that third position, the 24 and the 94 going into turn 3. Looks like Ryan Sword just going to go ahead and give it up. Kyler McCarthy into the third position.
So it'll be Ken Baum, Caitlin Height, Kyler McCarthy in that 1, 2, 3 spot as you see Ryan Sword trying to work his way back up there. But the 94 already done a great job here tonight, starting originally in the 17th position. Now in that 4th spot, worked up 13th spots here tonight. He's done a really good job there, like we said, in that 94 Ford Mustang. As we go back here to Nick Cannon racing at 27. Oh, I hear a wreck. Tyler Rush. Maybe not. I just saw his name dropping through the... I saw someone's name dropping.
Charles Gurick is... something's going on. They were going all over the place. We'll have to just rewind it and see if I can see what happened. I saw, it looks like Shane Weldon went off track, but I also saw Charles Gurick's name just drop. It looks like the 72. Yeah, it looks like the 72 and 72 and 98 making contact. So I have to go on here with Zuver and see if we can see it from his point of view.
Ooh, Tyler came up.
Yeah, it looks like Tyler just might have got a little tight. Something happened, not really sure. Down pit laden, David Smill. Looks like Ryan Sword, Josh
Use up
Susie.
another set of tires. Smart.
So I don't see the 76 of Charles Gurrick anymore, Josh.
Oh yeah, I'm looking in the thing right now. He dropped due to packet upload loss. You spoke it into existence, Chris. Good job.
Yeah, no, it's always my
It's your
fault.
fault. You made an internet joke tonight. We're
I did
blaming
make
you.
I did make an internet joke. It looks like he said computer went straight into Windows Update, so that's my race, y'all.
Wow. You should sue Microsoft. My dad owns them. Don't worry.
Well, think of it as engine just blew up.
No, that's what it's going to be like when we get all these electric cars out there on the racetrack. You'll be in the middle of a race and it'll stop for a radio update.
A recall, or you'll have a recall.
Literally in the middle of the race, yeah.
Well, if it's a Chevy, it will.
It's anything electric. They're all turds. And if you think otherwise, well, I hate to break it to you, you're wrong.
Or if it's a Chevy.
Anything. If it has electric vehicle EV in it, it's a big old piece of electric garbage.
SDG, that's all I'm going to say.
I mean, heck, we couldn't even get an Xbox 360 to run in 2006 without it overheating. What makes you think in 2025 we should have computer cars, man? You get what I'm saying? That was only 21 years ago. We couldn't get an Xbox 360 to stop overheating. Use some logic here. That's all I'm saying. So we're going to get back to some green flag racing here. And it will be Ken Baum Jr. on that front row here with Caitlin Height. And it's going to be green, 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 green. There's a good fire off there from that 2 Toyota Camry. As the back-to-back Cup Series champion, going to look to etch his name in the win column here tonight. You got to think Josh Susie's going to start moving through that field on those fresh tires as well.
Yeah, it's something to also look into, Josh. You know, a lot of these races that we've been doing, they have not been dynamic weather. They've been static. So a lot of the setups aren't set up for that. They do them for dynamic racing. So now this is what you're starting to see is this dynamic weather starting to open up the setups.
We got drivers at the wall back there. Zuver?
Yeah, it looks like he did get around.
Kevin Gibney asked, are you drunk or something?
Well.
Nah, just like he got a little wobbly there.
As we go back up here. With that 24 Kyler McCarthy, you see it looks like he's under attack there from William Brown for just a second, but William Brown backs out. And back behind them, looks like Jeremy Zarfos not losing or making up any track position. David Smill on his inside. See behind him is that 94 Ryan Sword. See, if you're that 8 of Kip Easley, you've had a lot of bad luck here tonight, but you're still in the lead lap. You're in 14th position. You were possibly able to come down and get a little bit of that nose damage fixed. I mean, you might be running through the field here in a moment. William Brown, though, on the inside of that 24, Kyler McCarthy, making a pass for that third position. Kyler just not finding the speed here on that outside lane. Had to give up that third position. It looks like 7 and Nick Cannon also about to put him under attack. And following suit behind him is going to be that 3 of Lucas Nilges. It doesn't look like Lucas Nilges was able to make it up, though. It looks like he got into the wall just a little bit. Well, we come to find out it was just a hose that popped off.
Yeah, we thought the engine was blown. Just to come to find out it was just a coolant dumping everywhere.
Yeah. We got it fixed, though.
You think they fill up their windshield washer reservoirs?
Looks like William Brown putting the 11 under attack, possibly. As somebody that's driven on the track with that 9, that is definitely somebody you want to battle with if you want to have a little bit of fun. William Brown will give you a lot of a battle. He's definitely fun, especially in the Xfinity cars. He's dirty in the Xfinity cars. He might not admit it, but he is. Ooh, a little bit of looseness there from Nick Cannon.
Yeah, but Caitlin's starting to catch that to a Ken Bomb and put the pressure back onto him.
I was about to say that as well. David Smill, Ryan Sword making a little bit of contact back there, still making contact.
Still making contact.
Hold on, Rylan.
Whoa. I'm about to say, we might have to start strapping Rylan to the roof, man. That's quarter panels getting dangerous for him.
As you see, oh, look at that, Josh. David Smill with a massive drive in there into turn 1. Was able to get around the 7. Nick Cannon, like, really easy.
Whoa, did he just loosen him up?
Yeah, it doesn't look like he made any contact with him. Whoa, William Brown into the, excuse me, Josh Susie into the wall back there. I keep seeing that silver car. David Smill with a good run up here into that 3rd spot. Big push here. Massive push down the backstretch. William Brown to David Smill. I think I see it. He was down pit lane for 10 seconds, so it might have took right side tires. We do know that somebody in chat was saying, or in the Discord was saying 5 sets of tires. Is that a typo? Wondering if David Smill was like, might take advantage of that. But you know, now that I'm thinking about it, 5 sets of tires at a track like this is definitely needed. But it looks like David Smill making a tear for that lead right now. Ken Baum going to pinch down on the door, but not going to make it work. New leader here, lap 120. That 27 to David Smill.
Coming alive late here, Chris, as the track is getting cool. We've got 30 laps to go this next time by. Can David Smill hold off for those 30 laps, or is he going to be back under attack here from that 2 of Ken Baum?
As I know, David Smill probably looked in the chat and said, oh, Chris Lynn said what?
Uh-oh, caution.
Caution's out. Looks like William Brown, Lucas Nilges. Oh, man, that's a teammate.
He got into Kalen. Dude, what?
Oh, this was a big one.
How did she get away with that? Dude, they checked up for her so gracefully. Like 99% of the time she gets ran over, right?
That was a massive checkup. And William Brown with a bump there going down to that bottom lane.
He just has the run. I don't think he was expecting her to go all the way to the bottom. See, he gets off the run off the top. And I think he thinks he's going down there a little bit faster than what he is. I mean, he gave her a good little shot too, again, right there. But how she got away driving from that is crazy.
Let's just go on board with her. I want to see this.
Everybody down pit road, by the way, besides Kip Easley.
I mean, perfect. Didn't panic. Kept the wheel going. I mean, let's be real. How many times have we watched this wheel snap to the right, Josh?
Susie got out. A pit road ticket, I think.
How many times have we seen that wheel snap left, though?
Is he taking tires again? Yeah, never mind. He's not going to come out second. Oh, he's going to gain spots, though.
Looks like Ken
It's
Baum.
not good for the rest of the field up there.
Ken Baum was able to get around him, though. Kip Easley, though, not down pit lane. He did come down. Lap 104 was down pit lane for 58 seconds. So maybe taking a lot of damage repair is that A to Kip Easley. So on those fresher tires, probably just going to take the track position that he can, lead the lap, and what happens, happens.
He prefers that there's like 28 cautions between here and now.
He prefers everybody behind him get taken out. Right now, Ken Baum was able to win that race off of pit lane. You see Josh Susie did come out in that 5th position. Ryan Sword in 6th, who was blinking a little bit. 7 to Nick Cannon in 7th. Kyler McCarthy is back in that 8th spot after that little bit of contact. And really saving it, the 11 of Caitlin Height. Could be talking about a completely different story. But good hands-on driving from that 11. And William Brown being at the right place, right time to straighten her out.
Yeah, Chris, this restart's only going to get hectic. We're going to see drivers really start to try to put pressure on now as the race is ticking down. Under 25 to go at 25 to go when we hit the restart.
Green flag is out. Kip Easley off to a good jump. 26 laps to go. David Smill on that outside lane. Steven Oberstadt on that inside lane. Ken Baum on the outside as well. Let's see how this goes. It looks like Ken Baum, whoa, all underneath the 27. This is going to open up the door for Susie. Susie on a good run up here. He's on the inside there, the 27 of David Smill. Let's see if he can make it stick. So with 25 laps to go, Kip Easley going to be the leader of that lap. Steven Oberstadt, though, in that 2nd position. You see right now, the 81 of Josh Susie is battling it out with the 27, but it looks like the 27 going to go ahead and get out of the gas. The 81 going to get around him. So teammate saying, come on through. But Ken Baum under attack from the 7 and Nick Cannon. Wondering if Ken Baum sees something up in front of him that he doesn't like.
Not sure. This would not be the time I would want to lose the lead, though. I can tell you that. Fastest lap of the race to Jimmy Barr in 10th spot.
29.42. Man, that is a fast lap. Oh, Susie on the inside, though. The 14 going to go ahead and try to make the pass there.
That's going to be easy clear for the 81 down the front stretch. Kip Easley on those older tires. Overstock going to go to the bottom here. And he'll follow Susie through to second place. As 1, 2, 3 will be Susie Oberstadt easily. But I got to think that Kip's tire's a little bit older. He's going to lose some positions here.
Yeah, just unfortunate for that 8 machine. Whoa, you see him getting loose. We're 3 wide back there for just a second. Caitlin Height was about to go on the inside there of the 94, about to make it 3 wide down the front stretch, but just decided against it, backed out.
Susie
Whoa,
back
it's
to the
Ken
fastest
Baum.
lap of the race. 29.42 for him as well.
Looks like Ken Baum getting loose back here, Josh. Maybe this setup not liking these colder temperatures. (29.37), fastest lap of the session for that 81 of Josh Susie.
It's a bad fast car in race trim.
Whoa, the 8 stacking up with the 7 and the 24. Whoa, we're 3 wide. Looks like the 8 got a little loose, but the 24 was able to keep him straight.
Oh my gosh, Nick Cannon is going for it. And he's going to make it stick.
Whew, this is starting to get sketchy.
Oh, yeah.
As we see Josh Susie out to the lead, Steven Oberstadt in second, David Smill in that third spot. Behind him is that 24 of Kyler McCarthy. So right now, Nitro is in that 1, 3, and 4 position. Ken Baum started falling off there for a little bit. Looks like he's gathered it underneath him, though. Starting to catch that 24. Going to see if that 2 might have something to say here before too long.
Yeah, but he doesn't got too much longer, Chris, to be saying it.
Yeah, fastest lap for Caitlin Height last time by 29.45. Fastest lap for Ken Baum, 29.43. But Susie setting those 3.7s. That's a lot faster than what Ken Baum's laying down right now. Caitlin Height with her new fastest lap, 29.41. We're starting to see, whoa, as I was saying that, Caitlin Height making a move on the outside of Ken Baum. It's like, wonder if Ken's having a little bit of issue under that race car. I don't know if these colder temperatures are really working out for his setup. I see he's just not making up the track time like he was last pit stop.
Woo. From that angle, I thought they were about to wreck.
But with 14 laps to go, Steven Oberstadt still hanging on to that second spot. Ken Baum, though, not losing or making up any track position to that 14. Wonder if that 81's just conserving right now. But like I was saying as well, this is a time where you wouldn't really want to conserve. But, you know, like I said, stranger things have happened.
Yeah, anything can happen in oval racing, Chris. And you got to think Steven Oberstadt doing a great job. Originally 19th position, pit stop cycles, and just clean nose driving has found him up into this second place position. and he has a chance to go out here and win this race, Chris. We are getting to the 12 to go this next time by. You got to think for someone like the 14th, this is feeling like a really good run.
Yeah, like
possibly a win.
Yeah, like you said, up 17 positions right now. I mean, you're on a really spirited run. Got a fast race car underneath you. Yeah, I mean, this is something that you could look out and try to do. I mean, right now he's really got the two Nitro teammates behind the 14 that he's got to worry about. You see the 53 of Bill Hells down there on the bottom of the track. Just letting everybody go around. But now the 27 looks like he might be putting a little pressure on that 14.
David Smill starting to apply the pressure to that number 14, Chris. We'll see if he's going to be able to make the move here, but it does seem like he's got Kyler McCarthy in tow as well. These guys are hungry, man. Especially Kyler. I know he wants to go up here and get him one, but so far it does seem like it's going to be the 81 of Josh Susie holding the lead until somebody can just come take it from him. 10 to go this time by. They get the 10 to go signal from the flagman.
Yeah, we'll see if Josh Susie has anything left in the tank to try to make up as much time as he can between him and that second place, or if Steven Oberstadt just has anything left in his tank, and if he can get up here and catch that 81 and try to hold off that 27 to get that second place position. But like we were talking about, Kyler McCarthy sitting back here in that fourth spot, Caitlin Height, Ken Baum, those are the drivers that we need to watch out right now. If anything happens to these leaders, these are going to be the drivers that are going to be making up the most time. So that's what I'm watching.
Sorry, Chris. Speaking of something happening, though, Chris, 8 laps ago, fireworks are bound to happen here in the next few.
Yeah, fireworks indeed, Josh. That's something that we're just going to have to see what happens. Ooh, as we're seeing firing into turn 1, David Smill with a good drive in there on the 14. Because right now, even though the Lady Liberty Motorsports are the sister team to Nitro, it's still completely two different teams. So it's something you like to see, but something you also want to see go out there and duke it out. Whoa, is Josh Susie into the wall up there going into turn 1.
David Smill Jr. trying to make this pass for second place, Chris, and he's got the 24, Colin McCarthy, in tow with him. That's going to allow him to get the speed down the back straightaway, and now he is going to clear him through 3, and through 4, he's going to slide up in front of him. The podium is changing around every lap, Chris, and right now it's Josh Susie, David Smill, and Steven Oberstadt. Your top 3 as they are starting to catch lap traffic. That looks like the 9 of Nick Cannon. William Brown.
Yeah, that is the 9 of William Brown. Unfortunate night for him. See the 27 giving him a little bit of a shot. Hey, man, get out of my way. I'm going to go ahead and get around him. Is that 27-14. See the 24, Colin McCarthy, also making a pass on the inside.
Like it's 5 to go, Chris. Do you think we're going to see some mayhem here?
I don't know. David Smill has about a second gap that he's got to make up to his teammate Josh Susie. So right now, I mean, if anything happens, I'm saying I'm going to watch this top 6. Top 7. That's where I'm going to look at. With them all being pretty much teammates minus Ryan Sword. Whoa, 14 going to take a step out.
Caitlin Height's got to pick her battles and pick them wisely here. 3 to go.
Yeah, you're just trying to figure out which driver you want to go with, which one's making the most time up. Whoa, as you're seeing her get loose. Gonna wash all the way up there to the top wall, but it looks like she's gonna clear the 14. Maybe not. The 14 with a good drive in.
All in the meanwhile, this is for second place. Josh Susi is 2nd and 8/10 out. You see him up there in the front going into 1 and 2. This is a great battle, though, for second place, Chris. 2 laps to go.
Yeah, it's a Nitro 1, 2, 3 right now, but we'll see if the Lady Liberty Motorsports team has anything to say. Team Sparkle Unicorn drivers are trying to have something to say about it, too.
Oberstadt wants something to say about it again. He's going to go to the inside here. The number 94, Ryan Sword, doesn't like it. It's going to stick all the way, though. They're going to come too wide out of the corner. But for the moment here, on the white flag lap, it is Josh Susi going off in a 1 and 2 here for the last time tonight. You got David Smill, Kyler McCarthy there behind him. We'll check in with our leader here in just a moment. We're going to see if Kyler McCarthy can get this pass down on his teammate here into 3 and 4. Speaking of 3 and 4, it's Susi rounding the corner through turn 4 and on to the front stretch to see the checkered flag. Josh Susi is going to win here at Nashville Superspeedway. Chris, it looks like David Smill and Kyler McCarthy are going to be too wide, and it's going to be David Smill with Caitlin Height trying to catch up. But man, what a great race here tonight. You got to think Nitro feeling good, Chris. 1, 2, 3 right there here at Nashville. We haven't seen that in a minute for the Nitro boys. I bet they're feeling good after that one.
Yeah, it's something that we're pretty used to seeing, that 81 up here battling for the lead. I want to say it was Andrew May.
It was.
Or no, excuse me, that was Jimmy Barr.
Jimmy Barr, yeah.
Yeah, it was Jimmy Barr.
As Josh Susi going to burn it down here. A well-deserved burnout, man. I mean, he had his little bit of controversy there earlier when he made the contact with Bill Hills, bringing the caution out. But other than that, the 81 going to take the caution there late, going to get the fresh tires, come out a little bit back in the field, and he's going to come through the field and take home the race victory here tonight. Josh Susi, your winner here at Nashville Superspeedways. As he's going to go ahead and take that Polish victory lap around here. Again, congratulations to all of our drivers here tonight. What a great finishing order here we had tonight. Just overall, really good racing throughout the mid-pack. I mean, we were seeing 3 wide racing there multiple times, Chris. You got to think that was one of those races that those guys were having fun too in the back.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, everyone was racing there. But it
Yeah.
does look like we have our Polish victory lap sitter. Do you want to go ahead and bring Susi in while he's pulling this Polish victory lap around? All right. Well, we'll go ahead and bring Josh Susi in, and then we'll have a word with Smill and Kyler McCarthy here in just a moment and get a word from all 3 Nitro drivers. I almost just pulled David Smill Jr. up because he joined right as I was dragging. Josh, Susi, Chris, and Josh up here in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I gotcha.
Man, we see you doing the Polish victory lap right now. You got to be thinking the 81 machine came in very, very hot tonight. Oh, shoot. Sorry, just almost knocked my phone off my desk there. The 81 came in very hot here tonight, man. And then a little bit of the controversy there earlier we saw with your racing with Bill Hills there, just a little bit of contact. But you're able to bring it back. You go in on this pit cycle, you kind of hang out. Everybody comes down and takes fuel. You come down and take tires right there. You drive your way back to the field at the end. And another dominant Nitro showing, especially a Nitro 1, 2, and 3 here tonight. Josh, take us through the night, man. Congratulations on the win, and love the Nickelback car.
Yeah, appreciate it. First and foremost, I want to say sorry to Bill. He's a real clean racer, and I just pit, so I was ripping good lap time, and he like half committed to the bottom in the second lane, and it really threw me off. So I just was wrapping the bottom, and I got into his left rear, and it messed him up. I know he was able to continue after that, which I'm glad, and then he found some other bad luck. But Yeah, what an adventure tonight was. I really felt like I had the strongest piece on track, and only my teammates were going to pose a challenge. Looking at lap pace and long run pace, and we saw that during the race. I'd given up a little at the end of the first run, just saving fuel to make sure I could do the one stop, and Kyler had done a little better job saving fuel at the start of the run, so he was able to come up and run a little better pace, and I just let him on by, and I knew what the plan was. So we had that happen with Bill. He gave me some damage. I fixed it, and then on the restart, the second outside line didn't go, so I ran into the back of whoever's in front of me, and it gave me 40 seconds of damage on the front end. So I had to fix that, and then I took lefts only, started ripping up through the field a little bit, had the real big moment. Luckily, didn't wreck it. And then, I always do my due diligence on trying stuff out, and I tried 2 tires in practice after a 35 lap run, and it was just as good, if not better, than taking 4. So I told the whole squad 2 tires there on that last pit. Everyone did it, I think, except for maybe Caitlin, who had to fix damage anyway. And yeah, I mean, we swept the top 4. Probably could have got top 5. Steven ran a little conservative. That's just his way. And, some of the other guys had bad luck. But I knew we had a real bad fast piece. And I did not want to be William Byron 2 weeks in a row to have the best car and not win.
It's definitely been one of those things, Josh. You're picking back the momentum up here with these past couple race wins. We know the season started off a little bit slow for the 81, but definitely starting to set the standard and setting it really well with the 81 machine. But man, I gotta say, it was definitely, like you said, the best car out there tonight. You looked like you had the fastest race car for sure from the get-go when it came from qualifying. And man, if you've got any final words, thoughts, shout outs, anything, Josh, before we let you get out of there, you're more than welcome to throw them out there. We'll let you get them out, and hey, enjoy the rest of your night and celebrate that Nitro 1, 2, and 3.
Hey, you know me. I always got to shout out Nitro first and foremost, no matter what. So real great piece. I put the Susie Magic on it. I think I got to version 2.5, and that's what we ended up running. So yeah, I think everyone ran it too. So I'm super proud to have that awesome baseline from Nitro. And like I said last week or the week before, I just had my 2% to it to tweak to the track and the league conditions. And man, we were rocket ship, so couldn't ask for anything more. Thank the 24 people that showed up tonight. We had a couple of yellows, but I think they were mostly just hard racing and misjudge, which can happen really easily. But for the most part, we had a lot of good running. So thank you to everybody, all the admins behind the scene stuff. John Cena let me run the Nickelback car, and you guys, as always, putting on a great broadcast. I hope we were able to entertain you tonight, and we'll soak this one up with the squad and see what we can do next week in Michigan.
Heck yeah, man. We're excited for Michigan. I know that's going to be a fun track for you guys. But hey, Josh, again, congratulations on the win. Again, like you said, with the setups and everything, with the Nitro guys running 1, 2, and 3. Congratulations on that. And hey, hopefully we'll be talking to you next week at Michigan, man. And enjoy the rest of your week. And hell yeah, good run tonight.
Appreciate it. Thank you, boys.
Yes, sir. And that was Josh Susie. Again, sorry for my voice being like this. I am trying my best, but it is not wanting to work right now. That's why I've been trying to let it relax a little bit, but it doesn't seem like it's getting better right now. It's getting worse. We'll go ahead and bring up David Smill Jr. and have a quick word with him. Started 12th, finished second tonight. David Smill Jr., Chris, and Josh up here in the booth. You got a copy, sir?
Got you.
Man. The 27 piece was fast tonight. We saw you start in that P12 position, David, and then all night you were just chipping away. And then there towards the later runs, once the temperature started settling down, you guys in the Nitro camp seemed to be flying. David, take us through it tonight. It seemed like you guys had a fun night out there, some hard racing as well. And just, yeah, man, again, congratulations on all the Nitro success you guys had tonight, and congratulations on your second place run here.
Hell yeah, heck yeah. It's good to be back after missing last week. And first run, I just fell back a little bit. I wanted to see how my tires would rotate out. I could tell longer in that run, the longer we went on, especially once guys started to pit, we were able to keep really good tires. And Susie knocked it out of the park with the adjustments tonight. I mean, it showed, especially that last run, we were able to just gang up and run and hide. But a lot of good racing, a lot of tight racing. Shout out to the Prestige guys. We were bumping doors a little bit, and luckily nobody wrecked. I know a couple of our Nitro guys tonight and the LLM guys had a rough night of it, but overall a good night. 5 cars in the top 7. I think Chad got a P13, which is I think his best finish of the year. So shout out to him. That was a heck of a run by him. Overall solid night.
It did seem like a solid night for the 27 camp and everyone, like you said, in the Nitro camp, the Lady Liberty camp as well. I mean, you guys always seem here week in and week out to be finding the improvements, but then we have the weeks like this where, goodness gracious, it's just dominant. If y'all hear an airplane flying outside, I do apologize. But it's like we're saying, though, you guys seem to find dominance sometimes at these tracks. And man, Nashville, no exception tonight. You guys literally hit it out the park with the setups. But David, if you've got any final words, thoughts, shout outs, man, before we let you get out of here. I know you guys are going to get it wrapped up, get ready to go to Virtual Michigan next week. We're excited for there. And heck yeah, man, if you got any final words or anything, get them out and we'll let you get on your way here.
Yep. As always, first and foremost, Nitro setups. We can't say it enough every week. It's a bad fast piece. If you're not on them, go get one, man. The product speaks for itself. Obviously the team, Kyler, Susie, Caitlin, Steven especially, he cut a couple of his breaks there at the end, gave up spots he probably didn't need to, and fell back a little bit, but he still had such a good run going there at the end. Rush, Justin, Kevin, Gaiman, unfortunately, has been having Wi-Fi issues of late. Hopefully we'll get that sorted out sooner than later. We brought the Music City cars tonight. We all picked out a band that we really wanted to represent, and we got those cars knocked out, and I think they came out pretty well. And glad we got some TV time at the end there with the burnouts and whatnot. My wife, my 2 boys, who I'm about to probably go spend the rest of the night with and go relax because that one took a lot out of me. You guys for the broadcast, admins, even though Robbie wasn't here tonight, shout out to him. The rest of the league, there's a reason we love coming here on Wednesday nights, and it's great racing every week. So I think that's about all I got.
Hey, man.
It's been a while. I had to dig back into my bag of tricks.
I'm about to say you're just going to keep flipping the pages, All right,
Yeah.
check that one off. Check that one. But,
Yep.
Heck yeah, David. Well, it's good to have you back up here in the booth, man. I know it's been a rough couple of weeks for some of these races can be rough and it can lead to rough weeks. But hey, it's good to have you guys back in form, have you back up here in the booth, and hopefully it'll just lead to more conversations up here and possibly one more position up next time. But David, again, congratulations, man, and hopefully we'll be talking to you at Michigan next week.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you, man. All right, and that was David Smill Jr. Now that I've moved him down, I'm going to give Kyler just a second. I see that he was streaming, so I just wanted to make sure he knew that we're about to move him, and we're going to go ahead and bring up that 24 of Kyle McCarthy. Kyle McCarthy, Chris, and Josh up here in the booth. You got a copy?
Loud and clear, boys. Man, I missed y'all.
I was about to say the same thing, man. It seems like this week all the Nitro teammates are going to get up in here that haven't had the success here these past couple weeks, but let's hit it off right here, man. 24, I gotta say, was one of those cars here tonight. You led a couple laps up there. Every single one of you Nitro guys were hot rods. It seemed like, I mean, goodness gracious, it seemed like no one was going to pass one of those Nitro cars here at Nashville. But Kyler, it seemed like here earlier in the season you were doing very well. A little bit of fumbles or whatever we want to call it throughout the season, some hiccups, whatever, things that can be out of your control sometimes. But heck, you're back up here in that 3rd place. We got a really good finish at Nashville. How do you feel like this might spring that 24 and take us through your night, obviously? And how does it feel to be back in that 3rd place position, man? I say it's got to feel great with how fast those race cars were.
It definitely does. It feels good to be back in the top 3, and hopefully this is going to get that monkey off my back that I've had for the last month and a half. Charlotte was my own doing, unfortunately. Just got nervous with Fitz behind me. I had a previous incident the night before with Fitz running over me while I was pitting, so I was a little nervous when that happened, and my right front met the barrels and ended my night unfortunately early. Texas, we had a good run going and got collected in some stuff, so just had a bad string of bad luck. But hopefully this will turn it around. We can get that going. We've got a good string of tracks coming. We've had some good tracks that I just haven't, unfortunately, had the luck at. So hopefully this will turn it around. It would have been fun to see how that played out if it went green the whole way with me and Susie. Once I got around him, I was saving fuel before I got around him, and he was backing up to me, and I was like, all right, this is my opportunity to get around and kind of build something and then just maintain, and that's what I did. And um, hats off to the whole Nitro team. Congrats to Susie Smeal. Uh, Katie did a great job with her undercut and everything she did. I hate it for Steven that he lost the top five or whatever. He had a good car as well for the long run, but man, oh man, this is hopefully this is the start of something good coming.
I mean, no, we know you started the season off good, man, with the early race win and the excuse me, can't think of what I'm trying to think of right now. The duels or whatever you want to call them there at Daytona in the early race, in the exhibition race, whatever. And then as we go under the regular season, like you said, the hiccups, man. But it seemed like the 24 has had some speed these last couple weeks. We finally get one put together, and like you said, Kyler, hopefully this is something that's going to build because we know that 24 has got the speed to do it. And hell, we need another car up there battling. Susie can't be the only one up there in the Nitro team doing. And we know you guys all got a lot of talent. So, but hey, man, I gotta say again, congratulations. And if you've got any final words, final thoughts, anything like that, we'll let you get them out. And you're more than welcome to get those out. And we'll get you on your way, celebrate, and get you on to Virtual Michigan, where hopefully we'll be having some more talks with the 24.
Yeah, that's the plan. Shout out to Nitro Setup Shop for everything they do for me and everybody as a team. You know, and the teamwork is just phenomenal. We've had a couple of weeks of hiccups and stuff, but we're really starting to gel and get going. We've expanded Nitro with Lady Liberty and Loudmouth. Unfortunately, a lot of the Loudmouth guys haven't been around a lot with work and stuff, but um, let's hope some of them can come back and they can start clicking with us and we can have everybody in the top 10.
Heck yeah, man. Well, Kyler, it was again a pleasure to have you up here in the booth. Have a word with you again. It's been a minute since we've seen you, and hopefully, like you said, it'll breed some more success for your camp in the 24 team. And hey, again, congratulations and good luck going into next week at Michigan, man. And enjoy the rest of your week. And like we said before, hopefully, we'll be talking to you soon.
Sounds good, guys, and thank y'all for everything y'all do with the broadcast and Robbie and everybody that puts into this league. Couldn't do it without them.
Thank you, man. We appreciate you guys.
Y'all have a good night.
You as well, man. And that was Kyle McCarthy. I moved him. He left. That man is ready to go. Like he said, it was one of those races, Chris, that I think all these drivers had it taken out of them here tonight. But Chris, if you've got any final words here, you're more than welcome to throw them out. We'll get our final standings before we get off here tonight, and then yeah, we'll let the Full Throttle fans get ready to pack up and go to Virtual Michigan next week.
Yeah, just a big shout out to everybody out in the YouTube chat. It's good to have you out there. We always love for people to come out and watch the races. We wouldn't do it if it wasn't for you guys and gals and moms and dads and everybody out there watching. Couldn't do it without everybody in the league. Big shout out to Robbie. Hope everything's going okay with his family. Big shout out to everybody that puts everything on in the background. Um, just one of those things where this race was a lot of fun. This is one of those tracks that it just kind of you can roll the dice and hope for the best. But going into Michigan, that's going to be one of those tracks that it's really fast, it's wide. We're going to have a lot of banking. It's going to be a lot of fun. That's something that I'm looking forward to.
It's also something I'm indeed looking forward to, Chris. It's going to be a fun, fun race. We're looking forward to it. I know the fans are looking forward to it. It's going to be close to 200 plus miles an hour. I want to say, I'm not sure. I haven't really watched a lot of next gen racing at Michigan. I won't lie. So I don't know their top speeds. I know we used to go like 210 off into the corner. Hopefully that's the same thing because I know Michigan is a fun track to race no matter the package. Always puts on a good show. It's going to be a great race. You're definitely not going to want to miss it. But we are going to miss you guys here tonight before we see y'all next week. This has been Chris and Josh up here in the. Oh wait, I didn't get the standings. Can you get those up for me? Thank you. Sorry, I was about to cut y'all off. As yeah, obviously we saw Josh Susie win here tonight with Davis Mill Jr. and Kyle McCarthy in that second and third, rounding off that Nitro top three. Kaylin Height with another outstanding run. That's going to put her good in the points, Chris, for the playoffs after the win last week and now into that fourth place spot this week. She's starting to build more and more points. Obviously, I want to say she was locked in already with the win, but it's just got to build that momentum, got to build that confidence in that four machine. Then we see Ryan Sword 12 plus positions here tonight, 17th to 5th in the Team Sparker Unicorn 94. Great run from him. Ken Baum Jr., he was leading early, had a little bit of a something, I'm not sure, maybe some issues with the car there at the end, not feeling right. He's going to finish here 6th. And then Steven Oberstadt, you heard his Nitro teammates talking about him, had a wicked fast piece, started 2nd on that last restart, but he's going to finish here in 7th, but still do not bat an eye at that. 19th positions gained for that 14 machine in his 7th place finish. Then we'll see Nick Cannon finish in 8th with Jimmy Barr in 9th. Jeremy Zarfos, who was our outside pole sitter at the start of the race, and he just did not seem to have the car once the green flag dropped. He's going to finish in the top 10 at that 10th spot. We'll have Andrew May in 11th with Kip Easley finishing 12th tonight, and Chad Engel finish 13th. Tyler Rush 14th. Lucas Nilges finished 15th with William Brown rounding out tonight in 16th. You saw Bill Hells get spun earlier. He's still going to finish in that 17th spot with Kevin Gibney in 18th. Then Charles Gurek finished 19th with 20th going to Michael Zuver. 21st going to Justin Gibbs, 22nd going to Shane Weldon, and 23rd going to Matthew Fitz, with 24th position going to Joshua Game, and he rounded out our field tonight as our last finisher. But like we said a minute ago, we are going to be missing you guys until we see you again next week. But this has been Chris and Josh up here in the booth saying good night, thank you, and we'll be seeing you again next week at Michigan.